finish first, first you have to finish. That fact was clear today, with lots of retirements having a big effect on the outcome of the race. As a driver, you tend to keep reliability concerns to the back of your mind and just focus on what's in front of you. But for the teams, races like this can be very stressful.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So, it's California 2023 season. I DNF'd halfway through, but qualified on pole, and then followed the safety car in after the first one, with me ending up then in last, having to chase that down the entire pack for 11 laps. For 11 laps, until finally catching up with them eventually, which is why there's not as many DNFs in this race. So as I just said, not as many DNFs as usual. There's only 8 in this race, mainly due to the fact that I crashed out on lap 20 or 21, but there's still a fair few, with the first ones being to Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and Lando Norris. So I'll just go to them now. But first, let's just quickly do the starting grid. So 5 red lights, lights out, and away they go. I get going, and immediately I am blocking all of the cars. Oh wait, now it's actually following me because I'm in first, so it's actually going to be better. So I'm blocking Perez, Fernando Alonso, and Bottas, and then I end up just managing to take the clean lead and get away from them. I keep my first position, and then I start fighting, making Perez not to swerve, meaning that now it's Sainz and Alonso who are chasing me down, and it's up here where the first DNF happens between Alonso. Sainz goes ahead, I then sweep past but don't go very wide, and come back into Alonso, which takes him out and causes quite a big crash, so I'll just show that now. So here is Alonso, he's driving around, and kabloom, he is now out of the race. Behind him is Lewis Hamilton, who then gets hit by Norris, who is shunted in the back, which takes out his wheel, by Mick Schumacher, who is driving in and is shunted in the back, which causes him to take out Norris. It's a pretty wide crash there, yeah. Here it is from behind Verstappen, who's getting overtaken by Hamilton. Slowly drives around, he then sees Alonso get taken out, and so has to slow down. He's then surrounded by all the other cars, and is able to see everything that happens as everyone collides in there. So, despite there being a very big mess, only 3 cars went out, being the 2 McLarens and Lewis Hamilton. Because of the big kerfuffle, we end up in a safety car, and this is on lap 3. As we ended off lap 3, the crossing into lap 4, I'm in the lead, but forget to stop following the safety car, so end up shooting off into the pits. Which ends up with me ending up far behind everybody else, as I end up backing down in last. And so, the next DNF isn't done by me, and it's just done by a driver of their own accord. The DNF of a driver of their own accord is that of Lance Stroll, who I believe I've heard called Mr. Strulovich before. Anyway, so Lance Stroll is driving along normally. He's driving down the back. I think this is the back. I don't know which straight it is. I think it's the back straight, but I'm not certain. I don't know really the names of the different straights. But so then, as he comes to the World Champions, he starts smoking, until he then slows down. Everyone overtakes him, and he drifts across the road, until eventually ending up DNF'd over there. And then I come driving past 2 seconds later. The next DNF is that of my teammate Daniel Ricciardo, who has to go into the pits, and so ends up being overtaken by me. And then I know that I am no longer pretty much in the runnings to like catch up with anyone else unless a safety car gets called. And as no safety car will get called, at least from what I can tell, I decide to take matters into my own hands, or really wheels, and I do this to my teammate, which causes a safety car and allows me to catch back up, but leaves him out of the race, which was something that I really needed to do just so that I could catch up, because I was like over half a lap behind and I was not making up enough time to catch up with everyone else. By lap 18 I had almost caught everything back up. I'd caught up with some of the people who had gone into the pits, and then I finally caught up nearing the end of the lap. I caught up down on the back straight, right here. I'm gonna call that straight the back straight, even if that might be incorrect. I like slid into people, like that one's Perez there, and finally caught up with everyone else in the race. I realised I missed George Russell's DNF, which happened while I was fighting with those that had gone into the pits, whilst trying to catch up. Basically, I made a video about it like last week, and I just come in and accidentally take out his tyre, go flying off, and so end up reversing myself down the road until being able to spin myself around and get going again. Anyway, now for the next DNF, which is the second to last one, because I did DNF directly after this. Well, not directly after, but like it's the last DNF that was caused before I went out, and it is Max Verstappen's DNF. So let's just go to that now. First off, a quick bit of context. He's driving along with the rest of the races, but then I accidentally push him off, which leaves him like just stranded in the middle of the thing, so we have to get overtaken by a bunch of cars before he can get going. I assumed he was ahead of me when he DNF'd, but he was actually far behind me because I'd forgotten that he hadn't been able to follow me straight back onto the track. But so the thing that causes the DNF is me crashing into who I believe is Latifi here, or it might be a Lacey, which then leaves a bunch of cars like straggling behind. And so then, as Verstappen comes in, he has nowhere to go and DNFs himself. And that leaves one DLF left due to the fact that I am the one that retires, and that is me. So let's go to that now. So because of Max Verstappen's DNF and that large amount of like cars that were like kind of stuck in the road, we have another safety car that was caused, and then the safety car got lifted, and so everyone started like crashing and overtaking and racing and stuff. I don't know why it was so fast. But so I was getting going, and my car was really starting to struggle with the racing. I was in fourth here, Charles Leclerc was above, then Seitz, Giovinazzi, Tsunoda, Gasly, Ocon and Schumacher were behind, and then they slowly all started to get ahead. One by one by one. And then I came flying in, didn't brake, and just slammed into the road. So, like usual when I DNF, not the most extravagant DNF of all time, but something that happened. Let's just show it from a different angle just so we can see it. I cause DNFs that are more extravagant for other people, and then my own are always not as such. So here it is, I'm getting overtaken, so I just wait for the braking shown and just completely avoid it. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and goodbye.